Randy, so I'll ask you the questions, and it seems like you're the one doing the day-to-day work and PCC. So tell me your process.
Um, Basically, we scan from a scanner and upload it to our computer. And then from there, download it to our computer, and then we have to upload it separately to PCC.
Okay, so you're doing the 10-step process that PCC offers. And then do you guys also use eFax over there?
We do.
Okay. All right, well, I have Colin on here. He is the developer of ScanToPCC. He is the one that worked tirelessly with medical records teams to, he heard a problem and worked side by side with MedRec to resolve this for you and create ScanToPCC. So it was built out of an initiative called 30 Back that Colin initiated in his skilled nursing facilities to provide 30 minutes back to clinical teams. And so this was one of the solutions that MedRec came with that to get that 30 minutes back. So it was built by MedRec, it's used by MedRec, and you guys continue to make it better. This is our latest version that just came out at the beginning of the year. That was from feedback from MedRec, people that have been using it all 2025 and said, hey, could you do this? Could you add this? And so you are going to see the latest version that just came out this past week. Colin's going to walk you through it. It is super interactive. So we love that we could see all of you jump in, interrupt Colin, say, hey, I want to see that. We love hearing your oohs and ahs because we want to hear how this will like drastically change your day-to-day operations. We love knowing that this is benefiting your team. So interact, because in 15 minutes, you're going to be the expert. It's super simple, but get your hands all over it. So go ahead, Colin.
All right. Can you guys hear me okay?
Yes. Yeah.
And you can see the screen?
Yes.
Awesome. As Kim mentioned, if you have any questions while I'm going, do not feel bad about interrupting me. I talk all day long. And so if you want to get a word in, you have to interrupt me. Otherwise, I'll just keep going. And I have no problem stopping, digging a little bit deeper into something. I'm going to do kind of a high level of it, just because there's so many features I want to cover a good amount. But if you want me to stop or show you something again, I'm happy to. So listening to how you're doing your scanning today is how everybody does it. It's how we were doing it, 8 years ago, 9 years ago, before we built this thing. And it's an easy guess because there really is only one way to get your documents into PCC. That the way you're doing it is the way to do it. Not bad if you're doing one or two, but if you're doing a lot, it is slow. It is not fun. So we created an app that makes it much, much faster, where now, on average, it takes a minute, 2 minutes, somewhere around there to get a document in PCC. You're talking seconds in this thing. And so I'll show you how it works. I'll show you some of the features of it. Before we do, just high level how it works. So you said today you have a piece of paper in your hand, you walk over to your copier, you scan it probably to your email, then you save the email, right? Then you upload that to PCC. You go find the resident, miscellaneous documents, all deal. So
Correct.
It's a similar process. Instead of it going to your email, that shortcut that you're using today, we'll actually just reconfigure that so it sends directly into this app. So you skip all of the email, uploading all of those steps together, and then we'll actually be able to upload it into PCC right from this app. So I don't even have to go into PCC. So a bunch of steps there. But what's nice about it is the shortcut you're used to using will stay the same. It's just we're gonna configure it slightly different. And any existing equipment you have will work with ours. You don't need to buy anything new. You don't need to do anything new. It works with everything you have. I spent a ton of time in MedRec. I've been in nursing homes forever, specifically MedRec and, kind of all about. And by the time I left my last nursing home I worked at and we started this company, I had everybody in the building using the app. It wasn't just me. I had admissions using it, DSD was using it, business, everybody was using it. I even had at one time the receptionist scanning docs for me so that I didn't have to do the scanning. I could just do the uploading part. So it's very, very flexible. The part that I also loved was you can set it up. Are you guys a single building or is there a couple buildings in your chain?
We have a couple buildings, yes.
Awesome. So what was really nice is we had 13 in the chain I worked for. So if somebody went LOA for a little bit, I can easily upload their documents and do it all for them. Or, they can upload the documents there. I can do the processing and picking the residents. So it's really, really flexible. Has some great security in it. So Randy, let's say you and I are in the same department. When you scan something, you don't want me to see it and vice versa. So it has a lot of security in that. So you can set up a bunch of different ways. As Kim mentioned, we do, okay, so scanners is a big one. That's how a big way you get documents in here. I can drag and drop documents as well. And we do eFax. Those are the big three. The difference with our eFax is we do not sell eFax numbers. Whatever vendor you are using today, we're going to keep using that vendor as long as they're HIPAA compliant. We'll use it. There's no charge for this whatsoever, but we'll set it up and I'll show you how you can send and receive faxes directly from here. So what's awesome is I would have this doctor that always faxed me stuff. When they fax it, I don't even have to scan it because it will go directly in this app and I just quickly push it to PCC. And I can fax out and there's no charge for it at all.
That's nice because right now I'm like I have to go through every single fax we literally get and see which one I need to upload and then download it separately and then upload it separately. So that would make things a lot quicker as well, just for it to go right into there.
Now, in your fax, is it because some of them are for like admissions or other departments? Is that why?
Yes, that's
Okay.
why.
So a couple things you can do. Number one, I mean, we all know this, right? You never mess with an admission eFax because that's where your referrals come from. That's where stuff comes from. So it's really nice because you can set it up so it goes the same way it's going today in that email. And then admissions doesn't need to do anything new, but you can also have it go into the app. So you can have it go to two places. So that's really cool because you can either, oh, I see the fax in here. I don't need that one. I could just delete it, but it's not deleting it from the email that admissions is doing. So there's a couple ways you can set it up. I always tell everybody when you're using the app, test it for a week or two, kind of play with it, get familiar with it. Kim will call you back, walk through the eFax. There's a million ways to do it. eFaxes are really cheap nowadays. They're like $6 a month. So you could also get your own fax if you wanted at some point to just say, hey, I only want my own, and you could do that. And there's a bunch of different options. We'll walk you through them all, help you. Again, we do not charge for anything eFax related, even if it's just to help you set it up with your vendor. We do it all day, so we're happy to help. Couple things about the app, and then I'm going to show you. I've been chatting a lot already about it, but it's web-based. It works just like PCC, so there's nothing new you need to install. It's a website you go to, lock down to your facility. So just like PCC, if you try it from home, it doesn't work, right? If you're in the building, it works perfect. There is remote access. If one or two of you need to have remote access for whatever reason, you can set that up. Just like in PCC, it does require two-form authentication, which is like it texts you a code kind of thing. So it does have that if you need it. It is connected to point-click care. So this is another time saver. Every time you get a new admission, they're in here automatically. You do not need to put them in here. It's automatic within about a minute of you doing the admit. They're going to show up in here. All your discharges are in here, your admissions. If you're doing the waiting list, they'll be in here as well. All your document categories, all that stuff is in here automatically. All you do is get a document in here from one of those three ways, any scanner, drag and drop, or eFax, and then we quickly just tell it where to go. Now, I've already logged in, but it's just a real simple login. And in here, I'm seeing this dashboard and I have 39 documents. It looks like some of them are manual uploads, which means I drag and drop them here. I'll show you what that looks like. So I have a couple PDFs on my desktop. I want to put them in here. I just drag and drop them right here. You'll see us doing 5 at a time. You'll get this little kind of celebration thing, and there's the 5 right there. So you can quickly drag and drop them, even if some people when they're first using it, oh, I forgot I emailed it to myself. You can still use our system, just drag and drop the document in there. If you do the scanner part where we change your scanner, it'll say like MedRec scanner right here. So it'll say whatever the scanner is. If you have multiple scanners, we can name them something different so that you're not confusing them. And also you set up your user where, let's say, Randy, you and I are working here and you don't want me to see anything that comes into your fax. We just change it so I don't see those, and I'll show you all that in a minute. But those are the 3 ways you get documents in. Once I have a document, I just click it. When I click it, I'm going to see the document right here. So this is a picture of the document. This is a very generic document that we have. It's a one pager. You'll see its color. We don't change it at all. It's the exact same thing you scanned. And then, as you know, there's 4 things you have to know when you're putting a document in PCC, all right? You obviously have to know the resident name. After that, you need to know the effective date, the category, and the document name. So those 4 questions are over here to the right. See where it says effective date? By default, it always picks today, but I could change it if I wanted. These are my residents. Again, we pull these from PCC automatically. So you'll have last name, comma, first name, D for discharge, A for active, N for pre-admission, like waiting list, and then my resident ID. Now, what I love about this, I can search anything I want. Like I can search Jack, it searched the first name. It's going to find me all the Jacks in my building, or if I know the resident ID or whatever I'm doing. Oops, I got to find a legit one. There it is. So I can search, or I can just scroll down and find mine and click it. Either way. These are my document categories. So everything you have in PCC, that's what this is. I'm going to say this is a progress note. So I type progress note. There it is. Now you'll notice, in PCC, you have to manually type the document name, right? It's just a blank text box that you do that. I can set it up a bunch of different ways, and I'm going to circle back to this in a minute, but you can set it up so when you pick your category, it puts the category in here, and then I can just type. So, I used to put my progress notes in like that, something like that, or maybe the doctor or whatever, whoever you can put in there. So I'm going to show you in a minute where you can actually make it really customized, so you don't even have to type anything. But for now, just know when you pick your category, I'm doing that. Then I just hit one of these 2 green buttons. Upload in homepage will upload this document to PCC and return me to the homepage. Upload it next will upload this document to PCC and load up the next document. So on my dashboard, I had like 30 something. So if I wanted to do that real fast, I would upload it next. I'm going to do this one real quick just to go back to the dashboard. That's all you do. That document is on its way to the chart. It'll be in there within 30 seconds. Typically, it's faster than that, but we always tell everybody 30 seconds. Gives a little bit of time in case there's something going on. But here, let me show you real time. Go in here, pick my resident, pick my category. If I want to add something here, I can. That's it. That document is on its way to the chart. That simple. Super, super easy. Make sense so far?
Yes.
Pretty easy, right?
Yeah.
Okay, now I picked a really easy one to start with, right? A single page or a one document going to one resident. This is where I really love it. I scanned 12 pages in here, or this would happen to me all the time. I would get a fax. Like every new admission, the hospital would fax over their chart basically. And I have to take that PDF and separate it out because it's not all one category. I can't upload one giant, document in there. I got to clean it up so it's useful.
Yeah.
So here, this is a 12 pager. Let's pretend this is that instance. Up here at the top, I can hit split and I hit that split button. Here's my document. And I can split up a document right in here. So I'm gonna do 1 through 4. I'm gonna pick Victoria Howard. Let's pretend that's our new resident. Then I'm gonna say 5 through 8 are gonna go, I'll pick the same resident, right? And I'm taking this one document and I'm splitting it up into as many sections as I want. So it doesn't have to be the same resident. It could be a different one. Maybe I'll pick Julian Holmes at page 9. Now you can do anything you want in here. I can overlap pages. So I could do this. Let's say, so I got pages 1 through 4 going to Victoria Howard in this category, right? 5 through 8 going here, 9 through 12 going here. But I could also do something like this. I'm going to send all the pages to this other resident. I don't know why you ever would, but just as an example where you can overlap the pages. I can not use all of them. If I don't want to put that first page in because it was a cover page, I just start on page 2, things like that. Then when I hit split, it just took that one document and it made 4 separate ones and it sent 4 documents to the chart in PCC. So that splitter was a huge time saver for me, especially with your fax. But honestly, I got so fast with that darn thing. I would just scan like 50 pages at once and then just go back to my desk and split them right here. I just quickly looked through it. Oh, what's that?
Yeah, no, you're right. Just scan a bunch of them in and then just split them all up.
So much faster. It really is. So you can split one document into up to 50 different documents. 50 is kind of the max. The reason we do a max is more just so I've seen it happen twice where someone is filling one out and they're on like number 80 and their computer crashed. And they're like, oh my gosh, I got to type that all over again. And so that breaks my heart. I don't want you to do that. What we did to fix that is we limited it to 50, but also as I'm filling this out, this is a nice thing. Let's say I'm filling this thing out. Every time I hit this green button to add a new one, it saves what I did. In the event my computer does crash, when I go back into it, it'll all be there. So it only had to happen one time for someone, just was a horrible, it's a time killer if that ever happens. It doesn't much because it's a web app and they're pretty fast, but our whole goal is to save you time. And so we put in features like that all the time. So I would go in here, let's do 9 through 12. I'm going to still send this document in here. I can add things in here and let's do 13 through 24. And split. Those 3 documents are on their way into the chart in PCC. So that splitter is a huge time saver. Yeah. The other one that I love, tell me if this has happened to you, but you're uploading a document in PCC. You pick your resident, you do the whole thing, you upload your document, you categorize it, and you hit upload and it says, hey, sorry, Randy, but your file is too large. There's a 10 megabyte max, right?
Yeah.
I always know when you're in med rec when I can tell you that and you're like, yeah, I know that one. It happens to me all the time. Happened to me all the time. Was my pet peeve because it would tell you when you were all the way done, the very last thing. It's like, man, why didn't you tell me that 2 minutes ago? What our system will, right? So what our system does is let's pretend this is a 22 megabyte file and your maximum is 10 megabytes. When I hit this green button, it doesn't care. It's going to accept the file no matter how big it is. When it gets into the chart, you will see something like this, part 1 of 3. And then you'll see 2 of 3 and 3 of 3. So it's going to split up that document into as many PDFs as you need. So you never have to worry about size anymore of the PDFs. We'll never change the quality of that document. There's nothing worse than getting the document into the chart that has been so compressed that you can't read it. We would take that and make 2 documents out of it, put those in the chart automatically. So no matter how.
It automatically just splits them up for you.
Yeah. Yeah. And there is no limit to it. Everybody will always ask me. The largest I've ever seen was one of, I think it was either 86 or 68. Was that like that many? So it was humongous. But someone the other day said they saw an 800 and something megabyte PDF come in. It's pretty common. We'll get a lot of people who are completely paper who start using our system and they're uploading entire charts. And so we see that often. So no matter how big your file is, our system will accept it. You never have to worry about resizing documents. It's going to do it automatically. Make sense?
Makes sense.
Okay, on average, I would say probably about a third of the documents that come through our system are either using that split thing or the resizer automatically. So if you just think about how much time you're going to save not having to split a document up in Adobe or whatever you're using today, or having to then do that because PCC said it was too large, that's a humongous time savings there. Not to mention, even if you didn't have to, just going in here and doing this and this is so much faster than the way you do it today. So we're not only just saying, hey, we're going to save you time and then we're going to move on. We're constantly finding new ways to save you even more time. So that's what I love about this system here. Let's talk about eFax. So again, we don't charge for eFax. If you guys have one, as long as they're HIPAA compliant, we'll make it work with our system. But let's say I would have this all the time where a doctor would do the rounds and they go, hey, Colin, can you put this in the chart? No problem. But they'd say, hey, can you fax it to my office first? Okay, great. Here's an eFax tab. Here's all my numbers. My numbers they're not in here right now, but you pick your number. You have an address book. You can save contacts in, right? Dr. Smith, whatever. And then you hit send eFax and delete, or send eFax and send to PCC. So I can do that. And then it'll go right in here, pick this, upload it next. And that document is on its way into the chart in PCC. So super, super easy to push a document in there. I'm going to try and jump out real fast and go right back in.
Wait a minute. So did you eFax it to the doctor through there and send it to PCC?
Yeah, I'm gonna log into this other one here real fast and see. One of them has my eFax, one of them doesn't. So see that this one does. Yeah, so you do it all in one big step. There we go. Okay, so there's my fax number. So I'm going to go in here, Dr. Smith. I can add a cover page if I want. I have one saved in here, so I do that. And I say something like, your notes, here are your notes. Then I can either send to eFax and delete the document if I don't want to put it in the chart, or send eFax and send to PCC. So I'm going to do that. Now it just queued up that fax to go out. It's that fast. Then I pick my resident, pick my category, upload it next. I mean, 10 seconds, I send a fax and push that thing to PCC. Now, your fax is going out right now, right? It takes a minute for your fax to go out, but we've already set that request to go out. If I go up here to the top where it says eFax, you'll see it right here. This is that fax I just did. It is on its way out now. When it's done, you'll get a success message right in here. So probably today you get an email like confirmation in that email box you're looking for, something like that. It'll be in here automatically as well.
So it also saves paper too, because so can you, um, eFax like something from the chart? That's
You
already
know,
like downloaded, or it has to be like
if it's
scanned?
in PCC, you would have to pull that PDF out of PCC and then drag it into here, and then you could fax it. So you technically could. So I would go into PCC, I save the PDF of that thing, right? Then here's that PDF. I drag it right here. There it is. Here's that one. And then I go fax it right there.
I
Right.
mean, that saves paper too, because you're not having to print it out and, taking the time to scan and print it out. You could just do it all right there.
Yeah. So even if you've already pushed that document into the chart in PCC like a week ago, a day ago, whatever, it's really quick to go find the document, save it, drag it right here to this top because it's instantly uploaded. Then I click this and I fax it out. Super, super fast. So you never have to print anything. You never have to scan anything. You never have to wait for the fax machine. My building always had lines there. It was always a pain. So, um, the other thing that I love is when you get a fax, right? Here is a fax right here. I didn't have to print this. I didn't have to go get it. It's right here. Here's the fax, right? And I go, oh, that goes to Jennifer Rell, and that's her, site console. Boom. I didn't have to print that fax or do anything. It's just automatically in there. So super, super nice.
Wow.
Great.
Now, I'm going to kind of bounce around up top because some of these might not apply. Corporate is just where you're going to manage multiple buildings. So if you have a couple, this is where you would look and see, hey, how much is everybody using it? Things like that. So typically, if you're, you have one person managing them, they would use this. Otherwise, it just doesn't even show up. You don't have to use it if you don't want to. eFax is our eFax log history. This is what I love. Everything you do in here, every document you upload, we keep a record of. So let's say you were gone today, you come back tomorrow. I can look in here and everything that was scanned today will be in here. I can search by day. I can search by, just a keyword planning. There it is. I can search by a resident name, those kind of things if I'm trying to find a document. Because let's be honest, like every once in a while, whether you're using our system or doing it the old school way, a document is going to get in the wrong chart. You're going to upload it too fast, something. This is where you find it because this tells you right here, oh, this document, then this one, and here's the resident it went into, here's the category, here's the employee that uploaded it. I can find it super fast and then fix it. What's really nice about this, these logs will stay here forever. They never, ever get rid of them. You see some from years ago right here. They'll stay there forever. So it's a really quick way if, by accident something gets put in the wrong place or you're just trying to keep a log. We were old school in my building. I had to write a daily journal of everything uploaded and put it in my HIPAA binder. So this is why we did this. We could actually export this and then put it in my binder, and this was everything we uploaded. But then now we have this and we could just export it. So that's under history. Settings, pretty simple stuff. I won't go through too many of them. If you click the password button, you're going to change your password. But I do love this. Under training, there's some really great training videos. You can see how to do it. Now, the system is very simple. Like I could probably get you in there, Randy, right now, and you'd probably be using it and off to the races without, like, it takes a second to learn it. But in the event you have maybe, I'm going to roll it out to my building and I want to teach the business office how to use it. You can go in here and click schedule live training. and you get free training forever. So they're going to pick a date, they're going to pick a time. Today's Thursday, so tomorrow, today's Wednesday, so tomorrow at 2 p.m. is your first training. They're going to jump on a call. We're going to do like a live training, just kind of like we're doing now. Get you up to speed, totally free. You can use it as much as you want. It's really nice if you're rolling it out to all your building, or someone goes LOA and another department's covering or whatever. Just know that you can always get training if you can't do it. Great videos in here as well. Creating a user, super, super simple. Under users, you can have as many as you want in here. Kim will go over the pricing in a minute, but it's a flat rate. So no matter how many scanners you connect, how many users you have in it, how many faxes, any of those things, it's the same price. And you just go in here and hit add user. This is where I was telling you could check what folder. So let's say I'm creating a user and I don't want them to see my fax. I just don't check that box, right? And I can click these other ones. So very, very easy to, see what people can and cannot see in here. And there's a quick video on how to do that in there. I would recommend watching that one because it goes into a little more depth of how those things work.
Is there like a certain person who has a certain access to make users and, adjust their privacy and whatnot, or?
Yeah, great question. Where this one that says is admin, if you're there's basically only 3 kinds of users in our system. Okay, I'm going to back up one page. There's a normal user. That's 99.9% of your users. When they log in, they're going to see these 3 things right here. That's it. They won't see the corporate tab and they won't see all of this. If you're an admin user, you'll see all of these things here and you can add users. Basically, if you're an admin, you can add users. There's a third one, which is corporate, and that just gives you access to this. You might not even use it, so I wouldn't worry too much about corporate, but I would recommend making 1 or 2 people admins and that's it. I wouldn't make any more than that. It's about all you need.
Yeah.
One feature I'm really excited about that we just did, and then I'll stop for questions, but check this out. I picked my resident. I think I did here. See how when I picked that category, it actually put a lot more stuff there?
Yeah.
So you can go here under settings and then under PCC categories. I can create a template. So let's say every time you pick ADL manual charting, I'm going to hit add, and I want it to look like this: res and the resident name, maybe comma, type, and document type. And it's going to look like this every time I pick that category. So I don't have to type that. And I can do effective date, F date or something like that, right? And then date, and then hit save. And now every time I pick ADL as a category, watch, I'll go in here and I'll pick this one, pick my resident, and then I pick, where is it? Oh, I picked one that wasn't in here. Sorry. It's going to be just like that, right? So
Yeah.
that is all of them in there. So you can make it. The reason we do that is when you're reviewing a chart, it is awesome when you go in there and everything is very uniform. I always give the example. I was in MedRec for a long time, but if you ever search for the word influenza, you would never find mine because I never learned how to spell that word ever. I don't know why. I just could never spell it. I spelled it a million different ways and it drove people nuts. So we created this feature where if you have a category here like influenza, it puts it in there for me. I didn't have to type it. So it makes it much, much easier, way more uniform in your documents. Also saves you that time. You don't have to type anything in there. I can if I wanted.
I like that idea because we'll be having different people, uploading and they don't title it the
Exactly.
same or whatever. And so
Exactly.
you're like looking through it and not sure what it is. And it's probably there, but it was named something else. And
100%. That's exactly why we did it. Especially when you're covering for someone else or they're covering for you and they're in another building. Because it happens now a lot where, I give an example. We have 5 SNFs, Midwest, super small SNFs, like 30-bed SNFs. And I had one med rec for all 5. And she would just go to a different building every day. So Monday, she's at building A, Tuesday, and so on. And basically documents would take a week to get in there. And so they started having other people help. Well, they name things totally wrong. They don't know the HMP. They just put like hospital doc, or something, and they didn't know what they were
Yes.
doing. Good luck finding that.
Yeah.
When you need those, you need them fast. You can't open up every single document. So it was a really big thing. So having that is a humongous help. The other thing I love, and is why that one didn't show up in here, you know how PCC has a million different categories in the documents? There's a lot in there. Right? You can go in here and change this to a no. And that's why when I picked ADL or when I picked my document, you couldn't find this. I can hide categories. If you don't want to use them anymore and you don't want to mess with PCC because you don't want to break anything, you just change these to no, and they just won't show up in our system as an option for you to upload into. So if you're adding, you know, oh, we don't use body check anymore. Okay, boom. Well, now I'm not really messing with PCC, right? But I'm hiding it so no more documents get uploaded into here. A yes means show up, a no means don't show up. So that's a really nice feature. I was always nervous I was going to break PCC, you know, with the categories like, oh, is it going to delete all the documents that were in the ADL category and all these things? And so now you just hide it in there. Plus, if you look, like that's a lot of categories, right? You do not need that many categories.
Yeah.
And so you can just start hiding them. So that's a really nice feature in there as well.
Okay.
Very last thing I would say is in here, I don't know if you noticed, but there's an HRIS tab. So just like today, we're scanning into PCC, into your resident charts. We're building it out and it's in the final, like we're rolling out a couple of it now, but you can actually scan documents into your payroll system too. So let's say your payroll department wants to use it and they're using Kronos or ADP or UKG today. You can push documents into your employee file. So you do you know, new hire packet, nurse license, or you know, certification. You want to upload it into their employee file. You can go in here. Here's my employees. They would all be right here. My categories, right? And then I would hit upload, and that document went into went into like Kronos if you're using Kronos or UKG or whatever. Today we have ADP, Kronos, and UKG. We're working on a few others, and then we're just going to keep going until we have all of them in there. What is nice about that is, let's say I'm a payroll person. When I log in, I'm not going to see the point click care thing. I'm only going to see HRIS. So that way you're not worried about them messing with your resident files and vice versa. If you don't have HRIS, you're not going to see that. So it really keeps them separate there as well.
And is that feature extra in addition to whatever the cost is, or?
Nope, we just are a flat rate. It is just something we added on there. We had one of our bigger customers. It was funny. We rolled this out and everybody, you know, like before this, my office was a paper machine. There was just so much paper everywhere, right? So we were using this. It was great. And then we got a call from one of our largest customers and they said, hey, our med rec loves you, but our payroll hates you because they have the paper still. Can you make it work for them? And that's why we put it in there. So there's no cost to it whatsoever. Again, there's only those three today: ADP, UKG, and Kronos. And then we're adding, I think we're in Paycom, Paylocity, and another Pay something of the three that they're doing now. But there's no fee for it whatsoever.
Okay.
All right. Now, I covered a ton. Any questions?
No, no, you pretty much laid it out there, Colin.
It's pretty easy.
Can you show her how you switch between sites if?
Oh, yeah.
Randy, do you have a SNF and an ALF or an IL or MC there at all, or you just a SNF?
Just a sniff.
Okay.
You could do that a couple ways. So up here at the top, these would be all my buildings. If I was covering for someone, I just pick another building and then I switch to it. But you can also do, in the instance, like you have like, so in my building, it was a SNF and a memory care. I didn't like switching around here because I would forget. I'm like, oh, I'm in building A and this is supposed to go to building B and I have to switch. You can also combine it so all of your residents for 2 or 3 buildings are in this dropdown, and it would say right after the resident ID, it would do something like SNF and MC or whatever, IL, ALF, whatever. So in the event, what I love, let's say, Randy, you're covering for a building for a month because they're med rec and LOA. You can turn that feature on so it has your residents here and then your other building there. That way you don't have to switch this this goes to the other building, and it's just one more step you get rid of. So it's a really nice way to do that. You turn it on or off. It's super, super easy. So you could turn it on when you're helping out, and then when you're done, you turn it off so it's not confusing, and you set it per user. So maybe, Kim doesn't need to see that, but you do. You just turn it on for your user. So it's really, really nice.
Okay. Wow.
All right. Any other questions?
No, I don't think, do you guys have questions? Do you have a question there? No, I guess just my next question would of course be, what is it gonna cost?
Yeah, so for one facility to jump on, it's just 149 a month.
And if we had it for two facilities?
It's at 3 or more, it drops down to 129 a month.
Okay, so three or more, it's 129. Other than that, it's 150. Or well,
Yeah.
149, 149.
149. Yeah. Yep.
Okay. Well,
Right.
this is definitely a lot of information, a lot of good information. Something we can definitely talk to our superiors about and see what they think about it. But we do really appreciate your time today. And this is an amazing app here, honestly.
Oh, thank you.
That's good. Yeah. Thank you so much for sharing.
Of course.
Hopefully we can talk some more in the future here.
Yeah. And Colin didn't show you how he logged in, but it is just web-based. So you just go to a website and log in from there. And so it works with everything you already have. So setup is very quick. Basically, you just have a software agreement and then you request it from PCC. And with PCC, it takes about 3 to 5 days for them to finish their end of things. And during that time, we just switch over your devices so that your shortcut goes to your dashboard. And then you're off to start using it. So it's a very quick turnaround from when you give the green light to go ahead.
Okay, and if for some reason we were interested down the line, would we contact you, Colin, via email? Would we contact PCC?
Yeah, I'm gonna send you an email once we hang up, and I'll include this video so you can reference back if you have any questions or if you want to share it with someone. That link will always be available for you. And so I'll have my direct line on there and my email address, and you could just reach out. But anyone from ScanToPCC or from Pursue Tech, ScanToPCC is just one of our applications that we offer. You can reach out to any of us.
Okay, could you also put the pricing on that email too? So I can
Sure.
forward it. Yeah.
Sure.
Okay. Thank you so much, Kim and Colin. I appreciate your time. You guys are great.
Yeah, thanks for
Thank you.
gathering the team, Randy. Have a wonderful afternoon.
Thank you, you too.
Bye.
Bye.